What if I told you the world's most famous superhero doesn't actually belong to the company that created him? Sounds impossible, but that is exactly why Spider-Man has spent decades trapped in one of Hollywood's biggest legal battles, because today Sony owns him, Marvel created him, Disney makes billions from him, and somehow they're alright. This is the unbelievable story of how one superhero became worth billions and why nobody truly owns Spider-Man. The beginning, everything started with one desperate decision. Back in the 1980s, Marvel wasn't the entertainment giant we know today. The company was losing money fast. To survive, Marvel began selling movie rights to its biggest characters, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Hulk, and eventually Spider-Man. At the time, nobody imagined superheroes would dominate Hollywood. To them, Spider-Man wasn't a billion-dollar franchise, he was just another comic book character. That decision would change Hollywood forever. It's the disaster, but here is where the story gets crazy. Spider-Man's rights didn't go directly to Sony, they bounced from one company to another. Studios went bankrupt, contracts expired, executives fought each other in court. At one point, several companies claimed they all owned Spider-Man at the same time. Hollywood became a legal battlefield, movies were cancelled, scripts were abandoned, years passed, and Spider-Man never made it to theaters. It looked like the character might disappear forever. Then one company stepped in, Sony. It's a $1 billion deal in 1999. Sony secured the live-action film rights. It sounded like the end of the story, but it was only the beginning, because Sony owned the movies, not Spider-Man himself. Marvel still owned the character. Disney would later buy Marvel. That meant one company owned the hero, another owned the movies, and another controlled merchandise worth billions of dollars, action figures, backpacks, video games, clothing. The rights were split into pieces like a giant billion-dollar puzzle, and every piece made someone rich. Why Spider-Man joined the MCU, then came another twist. Sony's Spider-Man films began struggling. Meanwhile, Marvel was building the MCU into the biggest movie franchise in history. Fans wanted one thing, Spider-Man alongside the Avengers. There was only one problem, legally it couldn't happen. Until both companies made one of the most surprising deals in Hollywood history. Sony kept the movie rights, Marvel got creative control, and suddenly Spider-Man was standing next to Iron Man. It looked effortless on screen. Behind the scenes, it took years of negotiations. The shocking truth, even today, the situation is still incredibly complicated. Sony controls the live-action Spider-Man films, Marvel controls the comics, Disney owns the merchandise, game licenses are negotiated separately. Every new Spider-Man project requires contracts, lawyers, and millions of dollars in negotiations before filming even begins. That is why every Spider-Man announcement becomes headline news. It is not just about making a movie, it is about protecting a billion-dollar business. So, who really owns Spider-Man? The answer is no one and everyone. Marvel created him. Sony controls his biggest movies, Disney profits from his merchandise, 3 entertainment giants, 1 superhero, and 1 legal battle that is still shaping Hollywood today. If you love movie secrets, hidden Hollywood stories, and behind-the-scenes mysteries, hit subscribe, because some of the biggest stories in Hollywood are happening long before the cameras ever start rolling.